Johnny Spagnolo of Aroko Chocolate. We are bean-to-bar chocolate makers here in Italy, but we come from Venezuela. We are here in Italy since 2012 and 14, and we started making bean-to-bar just 3 years ago, and we started producing at larger scale about 1 year ago. We specialize in using only Venezuelan cacao. Being from Venezuela, we have the opportunity to have contact directly with the producers, with the farmers, or somehow get in touch with them to get the cacao. So we concentrated on contacting the producers and try to bring here the best cacao we can. All the products, even the cacao butter or for example, the cacao powder that we use on our spread, are all from Venezuelan cacao. The characteristic of Venezuelan cacao is that it's largely criollo beans, so white beans, and a lot of we take the very they're called criollos modernos, hybridizations that are enhanced with criollo beans, with white beans that provide a very smooth, very round taste. And of course, we start with the most famous cacao in the world, the chocolat. It comes from a very specific place in the Aragua coast. And you can only get there by boat. So working with them is sometimes hard because they have a lot of trouble getting the beans in and out of the town. But they have a great environment isolated from the world that allows a great profile. We also choose another region of Venezuela, more where the Andes start. It's more mountainy. That's the porcelana. It's one of the ancestral cacaos. And here you have a very smoother profile, very creamy, very buttery. For me, for example, it reminds me a lot of toasted bread. That's and of course nuts and white flowers. That's the characteristic. We have two new entries. One from Aragua, very near to Chuao, Socumare, from Hacienda Las Bromelias. It has a very rich profile, but finished with a mineral notes. And what we try to call like a EGP, like a territorial cacao. This is sort of the lago. It's a broader territory where they usually mix some of the porcelana, some of the guasares, and the bocadillos that don't have enough production to get into a fermentation. They give it to the cooperatives, and they get blended. They enrich the sort of the lago that we get. Okay, we always make this example. Usually when people goes to buy some wine, you go to the store or the cantina or wherever you go, and the seller give you an explanation, a very elaborate explanation about the product. And once you get home, you forget most of the information. You just remember it was good. With chocolate, we are a lot behind in this process of education for the people. So we believe that it was necessary to give that information written to the public. So once you are tasting your chocolate, you can also learn something. Since this is our first batch and we're introducing ourselves to the world, we put the meaning of our brand. What it means, Aroko, it means a crown made of feathers, and all the explanation why we choose that name. A little bit of the Venezuelan cacao, a bit of this that I told you before about the richness of cacao, since Venezuela is rich in cacao in all the territory. In each region can give you a particular flavor profile. Then we wanted to put information about the plantation, in this case, chocolat that you have, or in the case of the porcelana, of the variety of that kind of cacao that we are using. Um, and also a bit of technical explanation about how we roast it, how we work do each process. Of course, we receive the beans already fermented and dried from the producers. And we do everything else. We select it by hand, we roast them, we winnow it, grind it, and everything, confection it by hand. This is the International Chocolate Institute. I believe they're doing a great job because it's a job of educating the consumer to allow them to be able to access to better products. The chocolate is a very wide product category, and people often associate chocolate with a flavor, with a general flavor. And the Institute and the Chocolate Awards help them understand that each the cacao is an agriculture. It comes from it depends from the terroir, and each year it can be different. Each year should be different if the conditions change, and people should know that and understand it, that it should not be standard. It should be treated like wine, like coffee, and why?
Why?
Okay, because in Venezuela is also one of the best producers of rum in the world. It's actually the only country in the world that has a specific legislation for rum. So in Venezuela, to be able to put the name Rum of Venezuela and get the brand, the DOC, there are a specific set of rules that all your sugar should come from cane sugar. You cannot add colorants. Should be at least 2 years inside a wood barrel to be able to be called rum of Venezuela, and that gives you like a guarantee of quality. So the Chuao, for example, is very near in the Aragua state, and there is one of the greatest producers of rum in that zone. At the Oro Chocolate, we made the pairing with Carúpano, the eldest rum distillery in Venezuela. So it's a Venezuelan product, so it matches very, very nice. Okay, mainly because my family was originally from Italy. My father was born in northern Italy, near where we had our factory. My mother is from southern Italy, but they met in Venezuela after World War II. My family immigrated there, and they met there. I was born there in Venezuela, and we came in 2014 because at the time was a lot of trouble, and we had I already knew the country, I already knew the language. We decided to move to Italy, and our chocolate journey was very, very elaborate because we wanted to make pralines with sweet with flavors from Venezuela, but discovering and studying the cacao, we discovered the world of cacao that is inside Venezuela, the whole varieties, and we decided that it was better to produce the chocolate. It was an easier way than working with the nostalgia that is not on the palates of the Italians for the Venezuelan food.